Part of not starting over is recognizing what came before.
Correct.
And a lot of people are erasing their history as we see now.
Exactly.
We're learning now that black history and slavery was made up by 2 Jewish men, not our own people.
Right.
We're finding out now that a lot of the people who called themselves slaves were not even slaves.
Mm-hmm.
They were just taken away from their land, called the Trail of Tears.
Wow.
Martin Luther King Jr. got assassinated not because he wanted to overcome and have a dream. He started going into the banking system and exposing the money.
Absolutely.
So we've seen this coming the whole time.
Right.
You have a song called I've Seen It Coming.
Right.
Kind of around the same thing.
Right.
Tell me about that song, the concept, and where it came from.
Well, the concept of that song, shout out $sign Mount, man. He brought that song to me. Basically, just speaking on things that you went through, things that came up that you had to deal with, and really from people really close to you, and you've seen it coming. So it's a way of saying, don't think I ain't see it coming, bro, which is probably why I survived it. You know, it's probably why I seen it coming and I was prepared. But that's basically what that song is about, is being aware, being sharp, knowing your surroundings, and you can see it coming. A lot of people say, don't look for trouble. I always look for trouble. My eyes is constantly looking for trouble, because that's how I know how to avoid it. It's trouble over there. I know how to go this way. So, and that's because I was taught how to find trouble from trouble that I got into, things that I made it through, and now I'm trying to tell you, hey, yo, bro, that's trouble. Don't go that way. I'm telling you, son, I went that way, almost didn't make it out, and I'm not going back with you. If you're gonna go that way, all right, well, go ahead, bro. I'm trying to tell you, don't go that way. I'm going this way, I know. And then a lot of times in life, we don't know. A lot of times in life, we don't know what this way gonna bring. But we know what this way gonna bring. We already know, yo, you go this way, this gonna happen, son. It's gonna happen. We don't know what's this way because ain't nobody went that way, came back and told us, but it's better than going, you go that way, bro, it's a wrap.
So wait, so I'm gonna relate it to what we talked about earlier. MLK knew what was coming.
Right.
But he still went that way. That's another way of looking at it, because that's a moral decision.
Absolutely.
And remember, we talked about moral and loyalty.
Absolutely.
Don't you love how these things go together?
Yeah, I love how you try. Your interviews be sharp, bro.
I appreciate you.
Your interviews is like chess. You be 3-4 moves ahead. I'm on this side of the board looking at the pawn, and I'm like, oh, you done moved the rook over here. You nice, bro.
Appreciate it. But see, the thing is this, though. If we know this, why do we always fall back into, I'd rather serve the devil that I know instead of going another way and finding new devils to fight?
There is a vast industry, very lucrative industry known as marketing and promoting.
Facts.
There are certain things that are geared towards certain people to make it look like the right way to go. Have anybody out there, or have your kids ever came home and told you what they learned in the book that day, and you tell them, no, that's not true, this is how it really happened, and they look you, the parent, in the face and say, no, my teacher told me, so this gotta be right, which means they have marketed and promoted the teacher as to being more intelligent or smarter than the parent who birthed you and feed you and clothe you and know you more than you know yourself. So I would say, to answer your question, is because sin and negativity and darkness, and it's all been marketed and promoted as the way to go. Have you ever heard it's easier for a rich man to get through the eye of a needle than to get into heaven, or something like that?
No.
So that's a parable or something in the Bible, something to that extent, where they say it's easier for a rich man to get through the eye of a needle than it is to get into heaven.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Right, all right.
Yeah.
So the way I take that, it's not that being rich makes it more difficult for you to be good. It's what you do to become rich. how much of your soul you sell, how many necks you stepped on, like a lot of what we, and so they market and promote riches and wealth as that success. And so if you gotta cut your friends off to be rich and successful, you do that. If you gotta rob, kill, and steal, you gotta sell drugs. So they market success as this thing that you gotta do these things to become. So that would be my answer to that question.
That's very interesting, because it does say it's easier for someone to go through the eye of a needle than to get into the kingdom of heaven. And because riches are based on earthly principles, not heavenly principles.
Okay.
Yeah, you're 100% on that. Here's the switch, though. The Bible says it's good to make friends with money.
I would agree.
Because money is the one thing, riches is the one thing that can get you out of situations.
I don't think money and riches equate. I don't think they're
they are different.
Yes, I think they're very different. I wouldn't call them the same thing.
And you know why that is?
For me, I know. I know riches for me is health, family, love, and money or currency is what I need to survive in this society that we built or that was built that I'm a part of. This is how you need money to acquire certain things. Now, when you realize you need money to acquire certain things and you add greed into those ingredients, then you create this hole that can't be filled. So no matter how much money you got, you need more, you want more. You got multi-millionaires, billionaires that are in debt trying to get the next billion because that's what success is.
Okay, wait. Stop right there.
In their mind.
Check this out. Money is something that you put value on to gain.
Okay.
Riches is what you put value on because it's in your heart, soul, and spirit to gain it.
Wow.
That's why a rich man can't get in heaven. Because whatever his heart is set on, that's what he has to give up to obtain heaven.
Okay.
So if your riches are your money, can you give up all your wealth? That's why the guy said, I follow every commandment, Christ. What I got to do to follow you? He said, give up everything and follow me. And he couldn't do it.
Right.
Because the riches of his heart was in everything that he put his value in.
Okay.
Which is physical.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
So the richness, and that goes back into hip hop culture. The richness of our culture is us.
Okay.
But everybody wants to chase a bag.
Facts.
But if you're chasing it, it's getting away.
That's awesome.
And you're running to catch something that is already yours. Wow. Because if you are the value, how are you chasing value?
Exactly. I would agree with that 100%.
I once lost money in a poker game.
This time.
But the money isn't what's on the ground that you're rolling your dice on.
Right.
The money is the life that you have because you can always bring more paper to the game.
Absolutely.
So in the game of life, what is one rule that changed your life, and what is the one rule that you teach so that others can keep their lives?
The one rule that changed my life, I really could not say there was one rule. There were so many different things that I've learned, that I was taught, but the one thing that I try to hold on to and give to other people is being true to yourself. It's so difficult to be true to yourself. It's so hard to be true to yourself and stand on what you believe when the masses is saying, believe this. When you think this is fly, but the masses is saying that is fly, you're gonna go with the masses. If I'm making music and I'm being true to myself, and it's only 10 people that really rock with the music, am I strong enough to stay true to myself and continue just doing what I'm doing and those 10 people deal with it? Or the million people that's saying, yo, you gotta add this to it, you gotta say it this way, you gotta do it this type of way, am I gonna now change, be untrue to myself to try to cater to the masses? So I would say being true to who you are, not who I think you are, not who I want you to be, but who you are, because it's already etched in you from birth. You already know what's right, what's wrong. A lot of the things that we do, we train ourselves to do it. Then we gotta untrain ourselves. The first time I smoked, it was nasty. It made my stomach sick. It was not the thing to do, and I just kept doing it because everybody else was doing it. Now, I'm addicted to cigars, which is supposed to be an elegant cigar and wine. It's tobacco, and it got me. The first time I took a drink, it was nasty. I spit it out. But I trained myself to appreciate something that my body did not want to appreciate. So it all goes back to you being true to yourself with every step. That's a difficult thing to do. But if you could do that, I would say that's one rule that I learned that I try to teach.
And what is one rule that you teach somebody else to keep their lives?
I tell people, man, stay alive, man. That's the main thing, is stay alive. I heard this, somebody sent me this on Instagram, this dude, I wish I knew his name so I could shout him out right. But he basically said, man, there's no better place than earth where we are right now. If you want to go to heaven or paradise or whatever, you can go right now, go. The thing is, we're being taught that there's something better than here right now. So we have no respect for where we at. We don't treat it right. We don't take care of the planet because we feel, we just here for a minute, then we go into the afterlife. So if somebody told you right now, here go a car, this is the last car you ever gonna have in your life. You tear this one up, you ain't getting nothing. You gonna take care of that car. But if somebody say, yo, this just for now, but when you get to the bag, and you know you're gonna get to the bag, is guaranteed, because death is guaranteed. When you get to the bag, it's guaranteed. You're gonna drive the car like, yo, it ain't about nothing because I'm about to get another wheel. So I look at like life, stay alive. The one thing you guaranteed is death. So there's no need to rush it by poisoning yourself with certain chemicals or foods or whatever, self-depression, killing yourself, like whatever's going on in this life, if you live through it, you're gonna be all right. My cousin K. Raj, he told me, he said, if you live long enough, you'll get over anything.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real hip-hop. Real hip-hop. We here. Real hip-hop. For real. Real hip-hop.